what is it called when you're extremely tired but you refuse to go to sleep? Like, what is that called? What is that? Insomnia? But it's like, if I don't lay down, like, when that window of sleepiness comes, I'm up. And I'm up. I'm up. I'm up. I'm up.
We got a couple more minutes.
I'm up.
And I'm done drinking. How you doing?
I don't know, but I can't. Now I'm just like, I'm still tired, but it's like when you fight your sleep, bro, you get the craziest boost of energy. Like, I don't understand. Like, and it's so fucked up. I've been sleepy all day. Like, all day I've been kind of sleepy. And as soon as the nighttime comes, it's time for me to go to sleep. What's the move? Like, what's the move? Like, bitch, the bed. That's what it needs to be. That's what it needs to be. But I'm still in my 20s, so I still don't really give a fuck, you know? But it's catching up with me. I'm not gonna lie. Like, there used to be a time where I could, like, stay up and be cool. Bitch, I'm getting tired. Like, bitch, I'm getting, like, bitch, bitch, I get to, bitch, I be scared to close my eyes sometimes, bitch, because I might really fall asleep. Like, and it didn't used to be like that. I used to be able to not sleep and stay up and pop my shit. Girl, I need my sleep. I need my sleep. If I don't have no stimulant, like, if I don't have no coffee, I don't have nothing to keep me up, just pure, just me. Oh, bitch, no, I'm tired. Like, I'm going to sleep. And it's crazy because so many people I've talked to, especially adults, they have trouble sleeping. I don't have trouble sleeping. Like, even though I said I'm up right now, if I was to go lay down and get in bed, I will fall asleep. You know what I'm saying? It's some people who, even if they're tired and they're laying down, they cannot sleep. Oh, babes, I don't have that problem. Bitch, I'm gonna fall asleep. Sooner or later, most likely sooner, bitch, I'm gonna take my ass to sleep. I don't have that issue. But if I'm not in the bed, I'll stay up. Like, I'll stay up, even if I'm tired. But it's I'm fighting my sleep. It's some people who, they not fighting it, bitch. They just can't sleep. I can't relate to that one, thankfully. But it's not even that late. It's 11 o'clock. But I didn't really go to sleep last night, so it's kind of catching up to me. But also, like, sleep is for the dead, because this is nothing new. Like, I've been like this since I was a kid. Like, I've always stayed up and wanted to stay up at night and didn't want to go to sleep. I hated my naps. I used to fake sleep during my naps. Like, I was always one of them kids. Like, I don't know what I'm trying to do or what I'm trying to get to. I'm pretty sure I like the drowsy feeling, though. Like, because when you're, like, sleepy, you're almost in a, well, no, you are. You're in an altered state of consciousness, and you experience things differently. It's almost like being high, you know, arguably. But I like to make a lot of music half sleep. Like, a lot of the bass lines I've created so far in my demos, like, a lot of them I've made, like, half sleep. I might not start off sleepy, but I'll be recording and playing the shit for so many hours. Eventually, I look up, it's 3 in the morning, and I'm tired, and I'm like, you know, and when I wake up in the morning, it don't sound half bad. So, you know, I think there's a Sly Stone lyric in his album Fresh. I can't remember which song it is. I don't know if it's Frisky or it's one of them. But he said, there's a rhythm when you don't know what you're doing. And I fucking love, that's like my favorite, that's my favorite lyric in that whole album. There's a rhythm when you don't know what you're, oh, it's in time, and answer, in time, and it ain't nothing, I'm a dancer. Yeah. There's a rhythm when you don't know what you're doing in time. Yeah, that's my favorite lyric in the whole thing. There's a rhythm when you don't know what you're doing. People keep trying to tell me I need to do this and do that. I don't give a fuck, and I don't know how else to say it. Like, I don't know. I've tried to say it nice. I've said it, strict and aggressive. I just don't give a fuck. There's a rhythm when you don't know what you're doing. In time, nigga, y'all don't understand. Niggas don't understand who I am. I know who I am, though, and that's why I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about. I could really do anything. That's what's crazy. And I feel like a lot of people like me, that's why they be like crazy in the head, or like they go, they turn to drugs, or some of them turn evil. They turn to evil geniuses and shit. But it's because you could really do anything. Like, I went to a writers group, and I don't consider myself a writer, even though I am. Crazily enough, though, when I was a kid, I wanted to be an author. So I am a writer. Actually, I am a writer, but I don't consider myself a writer because it's not something I lead with. So I guess I don't consider it, but I absolutely am a writer. You see how I just be playing myself? I am a writer. But when I was how old was I? I had to be like, what's crazy? Side note, we're gonna jump topics. When I was a kid, I did not think I was a kid. When I was a kid, I thought I was this age. I thought I was an adult. And when I look back at pictures of myself, and I think about the monologue I had in my head, my memories, I never had the voice of a child. Like, I never looked at myself like a kid. I always assumed I was grown. But then I look at pictures of myself, and I'm 10 years old, But I couldn't have been any older than 10. And I made up in my mind that I was going to write, not only was I going to be an author, but I was going to write a novel. I was going to write a 800-page sci-fi fantasy. And I remember I was in New Orleans. We lived on the east. We stayed right in front of the levees in the east. If you from New Orleans, and you know what I'm talking about, right where the levees used to be, it's concrete now. The part I stayed, I believe it's concrete, but when I stayed there, it was grass, and we would walk over the levees and go to the lake, which is now the beach, Lincoln Beach. I had no idea that was Lincoln Beach. That shit was just called the levees. It was just the other side of the levees, but we always used to go there. I remember I got in trouble for walking into the beach. Like, I wasn't supposed to go in the water, but we would go over there, pick up seashells, cross the train tracks. Sometimes we would roll down the levees. Beautiful black shit, But I remember we was living across from the levees in New Orleans, and we had a computer. It was a fat ass computer. Like, it was thick, it's like 2009, 10. It's a thick ass computer. I might have been younger than that. I don't know though. I can't remember, but I'm gonna say 10. It was around 9, 10 for sure. And I remember being like, okay, I'm gonna write. I'm finna write my book, and this is finna be the best shit ever. And I sat down in front of the computer, and I wrote my name, and I wrote the title, and I started to write, but I started to type, and I might have typed like a paragraph or two, and I was like, damn, I don't know what to do. Like, I had just assumed that the words was gonna, they were gonna start coming. But I didn't have the vocabulary. Not only did I not know what I wanted to write, I had no, what's the shit you learn in school, the layouts and the fucking middle, and I had none of that prepared. All I knew was I wanted it to be a novel. I wanted to be thick, because I like thick books, like Stephen King thick, and I wanted it to be a fantasy. That's really kind of all I had. and I knew I wanted. Well, actually, I wanted it to be like an epic. If I'm being honest, if I think about what I was thinking about back then, I was really trying to write an epic, like a fucking like a mythological story, like an epic. Because I wanted it to be fantasy, but I wanted it to be a thriller. Like I wanted it to be crazy. And mind you, I'm 10, but I'm not thinking I'm 10. I'm feeling like I'm feeling like a 20-something-year-old in this 10-year-old body. And when I couldn't write it, I felt like a failure. And I assumed that this just wasn't what I was supposed to do in life because I couldn't do it. I never stopped to think that maybe I'm just too young. Like, maybe I just don't have the vocabulary or the intelligence to do this at this moment. I had the spiritual calling and the wisdom to understand I need to do this, but I did not have the words or the grammar, the punctuation, the actual intellectualism we learned to be able to translate what I was feeling at the time. And instead of thinking that I'm just not ready yet, I assumed that I'm just not good enough. And that's a terrible thing because that's how you crush your own dreams. But I brought that up because I went to this writers group and I came ill prepared. I typically come ill prepared to a lot of things. But it's ill prepared to other people. To me, it's preparation, because there's a rhythm when you don't know what you're doing. Like, that's real shit. I don't know. Like, to a lot of people, it seems like I'm unprepared and I don't take shit serious and I'm not ready, but I don't give a fuck. There's a rhythm when you don't know what you're doing. And a lot of people come planned and have everything lined up and ready, and it's lame and it's mediocre and it's boring and we don't care. And we only clapping so that you don't feel bad about yourself. And that's real. I'm not making that up. We all know. Sometimes you clap louder for the people that ain't did shit, just so they really don't feel bad, because that shit was really whack. So I didn't write anything specifically for this shit, because like, whatever. But I had wrote something a couple weeks ago, a journal entry. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna read it. I read it. They liked it. Cool. I don't give a fuck. I just wanted to share it for myself. And afterwards, some people told me I should try to get it published. And I could, but I don't really care to. You know what I'm saying? I also have long-term goals. Like, I plan on releasing like a Anne Frank. I don't know, because I say all the time I don't want to get super old. I don't want to live for a super long time, and I really don't. But I do have so many goals that I want to accomplish. I wonder if I'll be able to hit even half of them. I probably won't hit all of them, but I wonder if I'll even hit half of them. Author, director, writer, musician, arranger, producer, singer. Old wise one. Well, young wise one. But I could do anything. If I wanted to, I could do anything. Because everything comes from my heart. I write from my heart. I sing from my heart. I act from my heart. I produce from my heart. And I'm at the point now where if somebody don't like my shit, I don't care, because bitch, it came from my heart. What you want me to do? What you want me to do? It came from my heart. So basically, you telling me you don't like my heart, you don't accept my heart. That's okay. You don't have to accept my heart, but I do. I have to accept my heart. What you want me to do? You don't like my shit? Oh well. What the fuck do you want me to do? Okay, you don't like something I made. What the fuck do you want me to do with that information? Like what the fuck?